North Dakota's COVID-19 Community Impact Survey found that over 60% of North Dakotans have experienced an increase in mental health struggles. And nearly 1 in 5 adults reported an increase in substance abuse since the coronavirus pandemic began. These are disheartening statistics, and it's clear that there are many people out there looking for help. An upcoming event might be just the place people can go to find the resources they need. And joining us now with more information on a great event, we have the First Lady of North Dakota, Catherine Burgum, joining us to talk about Recovery Reinvented. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Lisa. Thanks so much for helping us get the word out about this important event.
Well, we're going to talk about how it's gone virtual here in just a moment. But first, what is your message of hope to people who are struggling with addiction or relapse right now in the middle of this pandemic?
Well, my message is that there is always hope for recovery. You know, it is a really tough time, and the stigma related to the disease of addiction and mental health issues, is real. And so it prevents people from reaching out. It's isolating, and this pandemic is, has isolated even more of us. So it's more important than ever to reach out. There's more virtual resources available than ever. If there's a silver lining to this pandemic, it's that we're not limited by geography. There are a lot of resources available. We're going to talk about that at Recovery Reinvented.
I read some of the numbers, and, it's startling. I mean, the numbers before a pandemic and now hearing about the increase. How do you feel when you read and see those stats that have come out?
Well, it's heartbreaking for sure. And that's why it's all the more important, and even more important to really get the word out about, talking about how the disease of addiction impacts people's lives. If we talk about it, we normalize this disease, and then more people will reach out for help. It is heartbreaking, but again, I personally have engaged with more virtual recovery services over the past 6 months than I have my whole 18 years of recovery. And so I'm so grateful for that. But lots of people don't know about it. And, the other thing about the virtual services is that you can do these things anonymously. Sometimes the stigma prevents people from walking through the door of a meeting or something. But these virtual services can be, you can do that online, and you can be anonymous, which makes it so much easier to reach out for help.
How do you break the barrier of stigma?
Well, it really is very simple, and it costs nothing. It is all about the conversation. It's all about talking about the disease of addiction and mental illness issues. Because the more we talk about it, just like we do diabetes or other heart diseases, the more it's, becomes a normal part of the conversation, and the more people will reach out for help. It's very simple. And I challenge people all the time, talk to 3 people today about how the disease of addiction has impacted your life. Because the thing is, there's hardly any of us that are not impacted by the disease of addiction in some way, or mental illness. So just talking about it will break that barrier and get us so much further down the road on helping people.
And in a year of so many canceled events due to COVID, how important was it for you to offer your event as a virtual event as well?
Well, there couldn't be a better time for us to be doing Recovery Reinvented, because so many people are struggling. I know so many people personally that have relapsed during this time. I'm talking to several people that are really trying to, maintain their recovery. They're reaching out to me, and I'm connecting them with peer support specialists or services or treatment. And so it's more important than ever. And, we're going to have such great information and so many incredible speakers, and we're going to provide a lot of information about resources. So it's the perfect time, really, if there ever was one, for us to be doing Recovery Reinvented.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, you kind of alluded to this, some great speakers, and you have some big name speakers that people won't want to miss. We'll tell you who they are next.